of the People Television.
Hello and welcome to the Midday News and Voice of the People's Television. I am Fina Okechukwu. The headlines. Inec intervenes in PDP leadership dispute. Budget criticizes Tinubu's 2026 budget presentation without 2025 report. Reps increase presidential candidates' campaign spending limit from 5 billion naira to 10 billion naira. Army kills terror leader, cameraman in Fort base attack. Air Force shift focus on intelligence-led missions. Traditional ruler can spend church activities in Kogi community. In business, FG puts sachet alcohol ban on hold. In sports, Super Eagles to hold 2 training sessions. In entertainment, NFVCB seeks title change for Very Dirty Christmas. Now on the news and details. This report just coming in says that the Independent National Electoral Commission has summoned the 2 warring factions of the People's Democratic Party for a meeting at its Abuja headquarters. The meeting brings together the Tanimo Turakai-led faction and the Nyesom Wike-backed Abdurrahman Mohammed faction. Turaki was accompanied by members of his National Working Committee, Secretariat staff, and former Governor Babangana Aliyu of Niger State, while Mohammed came in with members of his National Caretaker Committee, including Secretary Senator Sam Anyango. We will bring you further details in our subsequent bulletins. Still in the news, civic organization Budget has criticized President Bola Tinubu's plan to present the 2026 budget of 54.4 trillion naira without first releasing a performance report on the 2025 budget. In a statement on X, Budget warned that Nigerians are being asked to accept a new budget without clarity on how the current one has been implemented, stressing that budget performance reports are key accountability tools that should precede new proposals. The group say the absence of such a report weakens legislative oversight and public trust, especially amid rising fiscal pressure. Budget also raised concerns over government's directive allowing MDS to roll over unimplemented capital projects, noting that budgets are not meant to be carried over wholesale. It added that Nigeria is effectively running multiple overlapping budgets, with the 2025 budget alongside main and supplementary budgets. Meanwhile, earlier during plenary, the House of Representatives adopted the report of its Committee on Finance, National Planning and Economic Development on the 2026-2028 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper, presented by the chairman of the House Committee on Finance, James Falake. The report followed a review of submissions from ministries, departments and agencies, as well as government-owned enterprises. The House endorsed the crude oil benchmark price of of $64.85 per barrel for 2026, $64.30 for 2027, and $65.50 for 2028. Citing data from the December 2025 OPEC monthly oil market report, which indicated strong month-on-month production gains in November 2025. The committees noted that Nigeria's crude oil production performance had shown improvement. Also, projected domestic crude oil production was approved at 1.84 million barrels per day for 2026, increasing to 1.88 million barrels per day in 2027 and 1.92 million barrels per day in 2028. On macroeconomic assumptions, it endorsed exchange rate projections of 1,512 naira to the dollar in 2026 and 1,432 naira 15 kobo in 2027 and 1,383 naira 18 kobo in 2028. Still in the Green Chamber's news, and in another development, lawmakers approved higher campaign spending limits for candidates seeking elective offices in Nigeria, doubling the ceiling for presidential candidates from 5 billion naira to 10 billion naira ahead of the 2027 elections. The decision came during a plenary session following a clause-by-clause review of proposed amendments to the Electoral Act 2022. Under the new rules, governorship candidates can now spend up to 3 billion naira, up from 1 billion, while senatorial candidates' limit rises to 500 million naira from 100 million naira. House of Representatives candidates can spend as much as 250 million naira, up from 70 million, and candidates for state assembly seats now have a ceiling of 100 million naira, up from 30 million naira. Local government elections also see increased limits. Chairmanship candidates can spend up to 100 million naira, while councillorship candidates' ceiling doubles from 5 million to 10 million naira. Away from the Green Chambers, troops of Operation Hadinkai in Borno State have killed a terrorist leader, his cameraman, and several insurgents. Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba Media Office of the Joint Task Force Northeast confirmed the operation. The attack happened Thursday when terrorists from the Mandaran Mountains tried to infiltrate a military base in Bita. Troops responded with coordinated fire, successfully foiling the attack. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Inec, says the Nigerian Air Force will prioritize intelligence-driven operations to boost mission effectiveness and national security. Inec spoke during a Durban with personnel of the Air Training Command and co-located units at the Nigerian Air Force Base in Kaduna, describing the visit as his maiden operational tour of the command. He said the engagement was aimed at direct interaction and reaffirming shared responsibility by the Air Force values and mission. The Air Chief added that since assuming office, he has introduced a command philosophy focused on motivation and professionalism to sustain a mission-ready force capable of delivering decisive air power alongside ground forces. Inec also commended officers, airmen, and airwomen for their professionalism and dedication to training and operational support. In another development, the Chief of Defense Staff General Olufemi Oloyede has promised stronger collaboration between the armed forces and the Nigerian Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. He made the assurance during a courtesy visit by NIPSS Director General Ayo Motayo in Abuja. Oloyede praised the Institute for its role in national aid, have suspended all church activities until further notice. The decision follows a series of security breaches, including attacks on churches and the recovery of a large cache of arms by security forces. According to Reverend Kayode Osatoye, CAN coordinator, the suspension was agreed during a meeting with the monarch, traditional leaders, and church officials in consultation with the state CAN leadership. He urged churches to comply for public safety and called for continued prayers for peace. The government has also warned worship centers, particularly those on town outskirts, to reconsider holding services in crime-prone areas. You're watching the Media News and Voice of the People television. It's time for the Media News analysis. And joining us to help analyze today's stories that you've listened to the Media to the Bulletin thus far is a member Take It Back movement, the coordinator of the movement in Koshofe local government area here in Lagos State, Opeyemi Benjamin Ogunlami. Good afternoon, Mr. Benjamin, if you can hear me.
Good afternoon to you, and thanks for having me.
All right, good to have you join today's Media News. Without wasting much time, let us start with a story that we read about the Kogi State, how Reverend Kayode Osatoye and the CAN coordinator, and also some traditional rulers as well as monarchs have come up to say that they are suspending church activities, yes, especially in the prone areas where we've seen attacks happen over the fact that they saw a level of security breaches and also recovery of cache of arms by security forces in Kogi State. What do you make of this, and how far do you think Nigeria is winning the war against insecurity at this point?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm having issues with your network. Yeah, can you repeat what you said? Let me hear you clearly.
I was asking what do you make of the story. We read something about Kogi State CAN coordinator, the one in charge of the Kaba and Bono local government areas of Kogi State, suspending all church activities until further notice. And they were able to carry out this directive with monarchs, that traditional rulers in Kaba and Bono local government areas of Kogi State, citing multiple breaches of security and also the recovery of a certain level of cache of arms by security forces to be the reason for the suspension of church activities within the area. What do you have to say about this? And also, what do you make of the war against insecurity in Nigeria? How far do you think Nigeria government is winning on this war against insecurity in the nation? All right, I guess we're having some technical glitch connecting to Benjamin Ogunlami. We'll go on a quick break so that the technical crew can help us rectify that. And I believe after the break, we'll have a stable connection with him. Do well to stay with us as to watching Media News and Voice of the People television. We'll be right back shortly. Welcome back. It's still the Media News and Voice of the People television, and it's time for the Media News analysis. Like I told us earlier, we have Opeyemi Benjamin Ogunlami, the coordinator, Take It Back movement of Koshofe local government here in Lagos State, joined the Media News analysis virtually. Good afternoon once again, Mr. Opeyemi Ogunlami. Good to have you join today's Media News. I believe the network is better now from your end, right?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start off without wasting much time. We're looking at, earlier I asked a question about what do you make of the suspension of church activities until further notice in the Kaba and Bono areas of Kogi State. And this directive come when, according to the camp coordinator of the region, Reverend Kayode Osatoye, who says that they noticed multiple breaches of, security, and also the recent discovery of a certain level of cache of arms by security forces was what made them to discuss with monarchs in the region to say, we want to suspend all church activities for the time being in Kogi State. And I was also asking you, what do you make of this, as well as how do you think Nigeria is winning the war against insecurity with such suspension happening and also many other things unfolding within Nigeria regarding the security?
Before this time, in Kogi, Okene, Kaba area, I am aware since, I think, let me say about 7 years ago, I'm aware of the insecurity. I went to a church in that area for a program, and when it was around 6:30, they were already telling the pastor to be fast. They needed to close up activities and get home. Why, I asked. Some of them said, oh, they cannot be in church till 6:37 p.m.
How soon, or how soon was that? When you said you went for the church program, when was that exactly? Is it in the present time?
No. That was during was it Buhari era?
Oh,
Good Buhari era, yes. So they said they cannot spend too long in church till 7 p.m. And then I'm saying this because I want to highlight that the insecurity in that area isn't just starting now. Churches cannot stay up till 7 p.m. in their different local assemblies. And it's been a common thing, but this time it's been so alarming more than what it was in the past. So if they come up with that conclusion, it means the situation has deteriorated, that Christians in that community, Christian community in Kaba, in Kogi in general, have seen it as a threat against their own lives. And government has been so helpless. So if they come up with that, let everybody worship online, let everybody do service in its house, if that's what they deem fit. But for me, it's not what is, because insecurity meets people even at the threshold of their different homes. So if Khan in that area comes up with that decision, I cannot be in Lagos and be Khan Association in Kaba, in Kogi State. If that's best for them, let them do. Let them resort to doing their prayers online on WhatsApp. Let them pray unto God. But I know prayer is not the only thing now. We have prayed and God is answering our prayers. But the only thing is we are left alone because we have not acted. Nigerians themselves can sort this. Sitting at home will not solve it. It is just a precaution against the killings happening to our people.
When you say Nigerians alone can stop this, help us, throw more light on it. Because for the past 14 years, we've been battling insecurity from different, administration up until this point. And you're saying Nigerians can handle this. Help us and also tell us what you think Nigerians can do at this point for them to be able to handle the issue of insecurity.
Okay, you see those we've put at the helm of affairs are our own greatest enemy. If a child has a father who is contributing to his mishaps in life, then the child has to do something. If they are more than one, if they are more than two, if they are more than three, they could all rise up together in one voice to act as citizens of Nigeria. From our own end, we have seen it before now in Take It Back that there is no solution to all this, where a governor of a state is supporting Boko Haram and banditry, where government is negotiating with bandits and imprisoning protesters. This is the time Nigerians need to get up and do something against this government, because they are the sole perpetrator of these mishaps in our society.
Some people are of the opinion
That's why I
that
said we
the
need
issue
to
of
rise.
insecurity is beyond what we can handle, and that was the reason they are seeking for international help. I don't know if you've seen the video making rounds on social media about a certain camp established somewhere in the west, the southwestern part of Nigeria, with a certain foreign flag, behind the people who are gearing up, who are more like in a training, getting ready for their activities, and also the statement they were making. And let's also take it from what some people revealed in Enugu State, where we have the city of seeing over 20 camps of the armed Fulani herders, whom they believe are terrorizing that area too. Recall that a certain man, a certain professor, Usman Yusuf, made a statement too when he was trying to direct, or rather, talk to the newly appointed Minister of Defense here in Nigeria, Christopher Musa. He said that he should know that he's now a political office holder and no longer a military man, that he shouldn't go all out in taking out the Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists, I beg your pardon, I have to use the word, loosely now, because when people have been doing this, I'm talking about the armed one, not all of them. We're not trying to stereotype, but we're talking about those who are really going all out, cussing carnage, killing people, sacking communities and all that. The man was of the opinion that they should please bring in the non-kinetic measure and treat them with more like laxity, for to ask me, because according to him, said he wouldn't want to witness what played out when there was a joint task force and even the Yabanga group moving to go and do what, to attack the people who have been sacking villages. So what do you have to say in this regard?
You see, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? We still are having issues with leadership in Nigeria. And then if we continue with leadership problem, we're still selecting or electing leaders from the same cycle, then we cannot move forward. Nigeria needs a total overhauling of leadership. Whoever you elect into your ministerial position, you give them that portfolio for them to act, they will remain powerless. I have seen good people take up ministerial portfolios in Nigeria and they were rendered useless in their offices. Not because they cannot perform well, but because the system is enshrined in so much bigotry that they cannot perform. Now, if we're saying this, and then why it is also saying whoever is chosen into office, regardless of the background of the person, I'm sure he was chosen in that office because he had a military background. But how come, since he's been there, what have they done? Nothing.
Is it the fault of the president, or is it the fault of, the Nigerian leader's government, that he is not performing? Well, we've seen people make statements like attack on Boko Haram is attack on the north, attack on this individual is attack on north. Someone is making it open, telling Nigerians and even making it known to the world that a full military might shouldn't be deployed in taking out Fulani bandits, terrorists that have been terrorizing people, sacking villages and occupying.
You see,
so
what
then do you think at this point, the government would do when it looks more like the whole war against insecurity in Nigeria is getting momentum? Some are taking it into a religious threat. Some are also playing the ethnic card here.
There are key players that are involved in the matter of insecurity in Nigeria, and we need to state it clear. Before this time, during the period President Tinubu was campaigning, we all saw a video of some gunmen in their boats on the sea saying that Nigeria must vote for Tinubu by all means. If they don't, there will be a problem. Now, are you saying the president having this kind of background, having this kind of affiliation, would not know about insecurity in the country? No. As much as we have the president also having its own key role to play, all the ministers and governors have their roles. What I've just said is that Nigeria has been hijacked. And that is the pure truth. Governors, people that are, I don't want to mention governors, people occupying our political offices, not just governors, they have hijacked different states. And they are using the wealth of that state, the commonwealth of the state, for themselves to flourish banditry, kidnapping, and all sort of terrorism against the people of the state. So if the governor of a state is telling a minister that insecurity, the military should not be used to gag up or to tame insecurity, to tame banditry and terrorists, then we need to ask a question. What is the affiliation of such governor? It's not hidden. It is so glaring. They have created and caused more damage to this country than hurt. So every might, every power should be all out against this system, this establishment that is militating against Nigerians. We are the one that are the lambs on at the slaughter. So if we are the lamb table, then we are suffering from it. We need to use all measure to fight it. That is if we have a government that is ready to serve the people, not a government that is serving a minority for their own self-interest.
So do you think that we are winning the war against insecurity?
We are not. We are not.
When you say we are not,
we are not winning any war.
Are you saying that this report made available today, by the team of the Operation Hadenkai, saying that they were able to foil the attempt of a terrorist group, also killing the leader and also a cameraman, several other insurgent group members that were trying to attack a certain joint task force team in Borno State. They neutralized some insurgent group members. You say we're not winning a war with such information coming out. And why do you think we should have such being made available to Nigerians by the operation Hadenkai, beg your pardon, in Borno State?
You will notice that after a certain operation takes place to tame insecurity, there's always a measure taken by the establishment to curb such move. In Borno State, Borno has been, in fact, the state is gone already because their recurrent visiting to that state is alarming. If we're having peace in Lagos, it does not mean it's not extending. Some years back, at the time, it got to them. And we need to start questioning what is the role of the governor. We need to start saying that what exactly is leading us here. Nigerians are not getting involved in their own matters. They've left it to governors who are running the business of their own personal life. Our government is now a personal enterprise. So they cannot get up fully to defend Nigerians. And this is so sad. Whatever they are doing now, putting together to curb insecurity, by the time the people funding it, supporting it, say that, oh, this measure is really adequate and really working, they foster another way to clamp down on it. That is the major problem we have. There is no sustainable measure that has been brought forward to curb insecurity in the country. And in all the states that are hijacked by bandits and terrorists. Do
you think that when we put an end to open grazing, that some of these issues might be able to be ameliorated?
It will not. No, that is not the end. It won't put an end to anything. It will even create more. Because once you give that chance, it will give them more chance to enter into different localities.
So placing a ban on open grazing is not the answer. It's not the way forward. All right, let's move away from that and get to the Green Chamber, where the House of Representatives decided to increase at this point in time, they have doubled, if I'm to use that word, the ceiling for presidential candidates and their campaigns. Before it was 5 billion naira, but now we're told that from 2027 election, it will be at 10 billion naira, and not just the president too. Every other, the governors, the senators, and the House of Reps, even to the councillorship, they all receive increment in the amount of money expected to spend during campaign. What do you have to say about this? We have the governor now, because they decided to amend the Electoral Act 2022. And they made it this way that governorship candidates now can spend up to 3 billion naira from what it used to be 1 billion while campaigning for the seat of the number one person in any of the states that they're interested in. Senatorial candidates now have up to 500 million naira for the campaigns alone, away from the 100 million that usually used to be. House of Representative members also got this also increased from 70 million now, they can spend 250 million naira on campaign.
To my knowledge, before this time, I have contested for election in Lagos for House of Assembly, and I have seen the cost of election. But majorly, what I noticed is doing posters, moving around the community. The money is so exorbitant. In fact, politicians and political parties are not given any update to spending at election. I'm telling you this because I've got involved with Inec and LASIEC, Lagos State Electoral Commission. I've got involved with them. Political, especially the ruling party, they will never submit expenses incurred, expenses on their campaign and all.
You think they are spending above that? Do you think that they are spending above
what you've heard? Yes,
okay.
They spend above what you've heard. I'm telling you this. And they will never give record. They will never give reckoning of whatever that is spent. Above all these things you're saying, 1 billion, some of them spend more than that, way more. And they don't still give Inec.
So what does this portend to the policy of transparency? Because we have an act, 2022 Electoral Act, we have a peg, we have a benchmark. The president is supposed to spend just 5 billion naira for the campaign. The governors have their own benchmark. House of Representatives is to spend 70 million. Anything above that is tagged illegal. So what does this portend to the issues surrounding transparency within our political space?
You see, Nigerian political space or governance still lack accountability and transparency. I am telling you, okay, just a few weeks ago, we saw a pileup of SUVs and space buses, more than 50. I'm just limiting it, I can't count. Being flaunted in a compound, showing they will be spread around to governors of the state. How much has the presidency spent on that? Are you saying they've not spent even far more than the stipulated amount with the use of those vehicles, the SUVs? One of those SUVs is not a small amount. Maybe it's even 70 million or 150 million per one. And you're saying they stipulated their amount, they pegged it for that. So Nigeria cannot, in fact, they will state what is stated in the Constitution isn't what we see applicable in our real life. So until we have people at the helm of affairs who can be transparent and who can be accountable to whatever is done, and we can move on. And then, for me, if Inec is saying this, as Inec published the amount spent by politicians at election, have they published it? No. I don't see a place where Inec spent.
So who are we to hold accountable for these infractions? Who do you think we should hold?
Let us start from Inec. Inec is the one in charge. We hold Inec responsible for this because from Nigeria's perspective, I will tell you that Nigerians, or from the perspective of people I have seen, Inec is another department of the ruling party, of any ruling party. I'm not talking of APC now. They will always work in favor of any ruling party until we have a total overhauling. If we keep talking about reformation, that's not the kind of reformation we're looking at. We're looking at a reformation where we can have electronic voting, where we can have a voting system that cannot be manipulated. These are things we're looking for, not all these frivolities meddling with. We're not interested in all this. So if we need to work it out, then we need to separate Inec from the presidency. It's an independent electoral commission. Let it be truly independent. That's what is needed. All this, we are still playing. Nothing to do.
Thank you so much. Since we've already mentioned Inec and we have Inec here, there's a developing story, but we learned that the Independent National Electoral Commission, they've summoned the two factions, the two rival group of the PDP, the one faction that happens to be in support and in solidarity with the governor of, with the former governor Turaki now, and also we have the Nyesom Wike's backed Abdurrahman Mohammed faction being summoned by Inec. They say they are ready to wait in to know how to help, reduce or mitigate or even solve the internal wrangling that the party has been having thus far. What do you think will be the outcome of this meeting? Because we learned that the two factions to come before Inec in Abuja for them to discuss the way forward for the party, whether the party is going to stand or further disintegrate. What do you make of this, please?
To be candid, I do not like talking about the establishment that we have now because they will act any drama for Nigerian populace to see. And there will be a good outcome for them. From my own view, there will be a good outcome for them after 2027 election. This chaos will loom in the midst of any opposition party. We're still talking of PDP at this time. PDP is dead. So we should be talking about the People's Union, the People's Party. At this time, whatever will not benefit Nigerians as a whole, I don't want to talk about it. We are only talking about the political class. We should start talking about the involvement of the Nigerian masses in politics and then taking charge of their own lives. Wike can go to anywhere he likes. The other fraction can do anything. Inec can do anything. All of them are still staging a play, staging drama for Nigerians. All these things they are doing is just for us to read in the paper.
When you say
they know
we
where they are
should
going.
talk about Nigerians getting involved in politics, I don't think any political platform or party, have any restriction for individuals that want to join them. It's an open door policy. You join and identify with what you want to identify with. Now the thing is, do we have Nigerians, especially youth, try to identify with political parties? That's the question. Do we have people who are interested
Nigerian youths
are
yes.
Apart from those people whose fathers or who have their family members occupying one position or another and hoping and believing that it's going to be sent down to them more like a birthright, do we see Nigerian youth get involved in politics? And we see majority of them trying to chase clout on social media rather than identifying with what should be the goal or the main aim, which is deciding their future and also helping to find a way to make sure that a champion the goal of the next generation.
Nigerian youths are actually getting involved in politics, but it's just that the establishment had defined the role that the youth will be playing. They've defined the role of the youth to be campaigners, to be street urchins, to militate against opposition, to use them as hoodlums at election. But the idea now is the youths are getting involved. But do not forget that we have intimidation. Any opposition party elected by anybody whose father had never been anything in Nigeria, they will ask you, who is your father? The only thing they want now in all local governments is to make the sons of the father, to make them the chairman. And whoever wants to be the councillor amidst the youth will also be someone that will obey the godfather or the power that be. So Nigerian youths are getting involved, but for fear, intimidation. People are afraid to die. Even for some of us that are speaking forth, people are afraid for us. Nigerian system had got deteriorated to the level that we cannot even, we're just pulling it.
Talking about the system now, we have a certain Fiscal Responsibility Act in Nigeria where before any borrowing or any budget to start with should be presented, the breakdown of how the previous one is used must be made available. But we got this information from Budget. Budget now is speaking about how the presentation of the 2026 budget without the report of how the spending of the 2025 budget was run now is false. Recall that the 2026 budget is pegged at 54.4 trillion naira, but we've not seen any information, any reports on what's happened to the 2025 budget. Even when we have some things that has to do, or rather some unfinished business within the 2024 budget still being carried wholesomely into the 2025. It's running till this December. What do you have to say about this and the fact that not just this administration, we did not really see any breakdown of the usage of Nigerians' money during the last administration. I think Goodluck Ebele Jonathan gave only for 3 months or thereabout. I can't remember off the top of my head how many times he did that, but what is really happening? Why do we have leaders who go all out not to keep to what the Fiscal Responsibility Act dictates?
Sometimes when I think about this, it is because I only want to say that it is because Nigerians are yet to take up their own lives in their hands to determine what happens to them. Nigerians are yet to see the political class as servants of the people that needs to give reckoning, give account of whatever happens in the public office. So our politicians will do more of this. they will tell you they are spending 2 points or 50 points also trillion for a particular year, and they will not spend 2 trillion. Yet they will come another year, they will tell you we are borrowing, we are this, and they will not give account of the previous expenses and what they are carrying over into the new year. It shows how backward Nigerian populace
is it
can
being
be.
Is it being backward now, or I just don't get it? Because we also learned from budgets that MDAs, ministries, and also agencies decide to roll over unimplemented capital budgets into the 2026. These are budgets that were capital based. We've already allocated money to. So why are we having this back and forth? And why is the National Assembly still pending or still, accepting or even signing or passing the budgets anytime it gets to their table without us discussion or raising of concerns?
A business center is a personal enterprise for people in power. And where those in the MDAs, if they still want to retain their office, if I am a director in one of the offices, if I really want to maintain my office, I will need to obey the political class because power is in their hands. You need to understand that. So it is what they want, that the directors of ministries, ministers, that's what they will follow. For the period of the year they will be in government. Backward is because we are yet to understand that the people are the government. Right. At this moment, Nigerians cannot call Obasanjo a government again. He's away. He has run our life. He has gone. Those that are there will be away in number of years. We that are outside determining our leaders, we are the one that would suffer or enjoy whatever they have given to us. That's why I said that we are still backward.
All right, thank you so much. I would have loved to continue with this analysis, but we're pressed for time. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Being part of today's Media News. You're watching the Media News on Voice of the People television. We're going to a quick break, and when we'll come back, the rest of the Media News continues. Welcome back. It's still the Media News and Voice of the People television. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Kaduna State Command, has deployed over 2,100 personnel to boost security across the state's 23 local government areas during the Utah season. Public Relations Officer S.C. Habib Badamasi said the deployment follows an order from State Commandant Panam Buba to ensure public safety, assuring residents that they can carry on with their regular activities safely. Buba also warned criminals to reconsider their actions, noting that NSCDC personnel and other security agencies would be strategically stationed to deter crimes throughout the festive period. Here in Lagos, the State Police Command has arrested 5 suspects over a state kidnapping that sparked public outrage after a viral video showed a schoolboy pleading for mercy. The suspects were arrested by the Anti-Kidnapping Tactical Squad on December 17 and 18, following intelligence-led investigation. The video initially caused widespread concern. Commissioner of Police CP Oluhundara Jimo warned criminals to desist from unlawful acts and assured residents that the command remains committed to protecting lives and property. Police also clarified that the incident was not a genuine kidnapping and urged the public to remain calm and carry on with their activities. In another development, the Lagos State government has announced temporary road closure on the island ahead of the 7th road edition of the Lagos Auto Fest 2025 race scheduled for Sunday, December 21. According to a traffic advisory released by the Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Osiemi, vehicular movement around Marina Road and Kakwa Street will be restricted between 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sunday. Osiemi say the race route will run from Marina Road to Kakwa Street, Balabina Street, Broad Street, Isa Williams Street, and back to Ina Marina, which will serve as the race endpoint. He added that all junction and intersections along this corridor will be cordoned with road barriers to ensure safety. Meanwhile, residents in part of Lagos are protesting in demolition of homes, schools and businesses, alleging the exercise is being carried out without prior notice. Some affected property owners say they hold valid documents and are now calling on the state government to intervene.
Government demolition exercise has leveled schools, hospitals and homes, leaving hundreds of residents stranded on the streets. But this isn't just about urban renewal. Property owners are brandishing valid certificates of occupancy and building permits, claiming they were given no warnings before the bulldozers arrived. From a hospital where patients fled mistreatment to a school principal watching his life's work crumble, we hear the voices of those caught in the path of the task force. The sound of progress for some, but the sound of a nightmare for Omani Senior. He's a provider, an educator, and today he is homeless within hours. His primary school, his secondary school, and his residents were reduced to twisted metal and broken bricks.
About 2 days ago, we just saw people, they said that they are demolishing their building. So even one of my staff went out. When he got out, we now discovered that they were demolishing some buildings, not knowing that the thing will surely affect us. It's a pity that I have primary school, I have secondary school, and my building is there, where I live. So, and the secondary school has a CO4. Is one that they are pulling down. I have a CO4 for the college. Then the other one, I have conveyance for the one I'm living. For primary school, only the survey. I normally pay tax. I also pay for my staff as well. If you see it now, you see that my chairs are there. The student chairs are there as well. The computers are there. Many things are there.
Simeon isn't alone. Along this stretch, the stories are identical. Documents provided, taxes paid, but no notice served. Property owners say they were blindsided.
Like my house now, I've done my survey plan. I've applied for my brooding plan. I paid Lagos State government. I have a photocopy of the check that I paid to Lagos State government. I have given a provisional approval with a number. That number indicates that I have given an approval. But they are not asking for anything from us. What they are just doing that, they are doing their own work. We don't even know exactly what is the problem. Nobody is telling us this is exactly the problem. So you can see now, the whole houses, they are breaking houses, they don't even allow, there was no notice. At least if at all something was wrong, they ought to give us a notice. After 3 months notice, 7 months notice, then 3 days notice. There is no notice. No government official can produce any notice. There is no notice. The government want to drive people away from Lagos. This has been the habit of the governor of Lagos State. He has done it to other people and he's doing it to us.
The chaos didn't stop at the school gates. At a nearby hospital, the scene was even more frantic. Administrators claimed the task force arrived while patients were still in their beds.
We just see some task force started demolishing our property, our houses, without any notification. And we don't know, even though we went to Lagos State House of Assembly to consult our honorable site, of which he was not aware before. Then on consulting him now, then he came down with us yesterday to tell them to stop their action, but they continue doing it. We have more than 5 patients in the hospital yesterday. There was no any pregnant women at the time they came yesterday, but at least even though there was some patients that have been surgery for surgery, they have to run. Everybody has to run. I don't have any other property now. Look at it. They are going, okay, we just want to go and hide this in France and all this. How do you think we can all our property can be complete? Okay, now what do I do? Some patients are on injection and all this and that. Look at what we are facing.
Even a political intervention failed. Victims claim a member of the House of Assembly arrived to halt the destruction, but the machines kept moving. While the government cites urban development and LASCA regulations, the victims see something else, a lack of justice and a total breakdown of communication. As night falls, the Center of Excellence looks like a war zone for these families, with their documents buried in the debris. They have only one question for the government. Where do we go from here? From the demolition site of my 12th area of Lagos, I am Onyeka Ogolo, reporting for VOP TV.
Thank you so much, Onyeka Ogolo, for that wonderful coverage. Away from that report, now to some business stories. The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation has ordered a suspension of all enforcement actions on the proposed sachet alcohol ban. The directive follows a letter from the House of Representatives Committee on Food and Drug regarding the planned enforcement by NAFDAC. According to Terence Kaunu, Special Advisor on Public Affairs, the office is reviewing the matter in line with its coordinating role as chairman of the Cabinet Secretariat. He added that any action by NAFDAC or other agencies without clearance from the office is null and should be disregarded by the public until a final decision is announced. In sports, the Super Eagles will hold their fourth training session in Fez today as preparation began for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Team media officer Promise Efoge says the session will move to Friday due to the team's late arrival on Thursday. Players and officials arrived in Fez from Cairo, where the Super Eagles lost 2-1 to Egypt in a turn-up friendly. Nigeria last won the African Cup of Nations in 2013 in South Africa. In entertainment, the National Film and Video Censor Board says it is in talks with the producers of A Very Dirty Christmas over a possible change to the film's title. This follows criticism from the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, which described the title as offensive to the Christian faith. The film, produced by actress Eriedo, has drawn significant public reaction. In a statement, NFVCB Director Shoaibu Husseini said the board is guided by principles of religion, sensitivity, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence. While noting that no formal complaint has been received from CAN, the board said it is taken public concerns seriously. That is it on the Media News and Voice of the People television. Do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are at Voice of the People TV, and across all the social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Up next on the schedule of Voice of the People television is a spotlight show with Precious Agomanu. I am Fina Okechukwu. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People television.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People television, where your health has a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Apelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, with the sport.
And it's Hakim Ziyech, who puts the Atlas.
2564 is coming up on Barney 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get drum! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Novisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyil Sarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing? And yes, welcome to Spotlight on VOP TV, your favorite hub where we shine the light on creativity, culture, style, music, and purpose-driven people. And I'm your special baby girl, Precious Akumanu, aka Call Me Prezi. And yes, today I'm not alone. I'm with a special person, but I'm introducing him as a special person today because it be like say he do small changes, and I'm really proud of him. All right, he's here with us. Let him introduce himself.
I don't understand. Which one is he did a little changes? Which one be the change?
No, the last time when you were on my show, there are some things that happened, but then we always.
So you don't like me, or you don't like me, Cam? What do you want exactly? All right, welcome on board. It is the Spotlight. My name is Savior. Okay, the very calm Savior.
Well. Well, today is calm. Let me just, dance around. Just follow him like that.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Yes, enjoy it while it lasts.
This one is the enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
There's problem, okay. So yes, it's a new day to stay positive, inspired, and grounded. We're bringing you an exciting blend of jests. So please don't go anywhere. Sit tight while we ride together. But before we start, so Savior, how's your week been for you? This is Monday, and today you just came to work and you are just all calm, all, gentle. There must be something that is wrong because I even ask myself that question.
If I am permitted to actually sing it in Fela's tone, he said, already, meaning that you don't want to say anything, you don't want to give a reply, you understand? But sincerely, my weekend was great. My weekend was, great. I didn't really work.
Yes.
With
how
family.
will you work? How is your leg?
Just with family. No, you have said it now. Of course, no problem. Let's just say it out. Not until when I had the sprain, but of course, my knee is fine.
You're sure it's sprain? It's well, he said it's sprain. Okay.
He's trying to actually call what is not. I don't understand. Were you with me at home? If I mention what Precious is actually saying. But I won't say
evidence clear now. Like there's evidence. So why you?
I love this fact that the young shall grow.
The young shall grow.
Precious is actually coming at me today. Today I decided to be very nice to you on the show. But it's fine. But I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
I actually care. That's what I'm asking.
You cared. But because
I care, that's what I'm asking. But because if I don't care, I won't pay much attention on it.
Know what's going on. No problem. You've actually put it out there. It's fine. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Of course, you'll be fine. Why won't you be fine?
How was your weekend?
It was good. Great.
It was great.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I have more to say, but it's not for the TV.
Please. We have a lot of gist, so please stay with us. Don't mind Savior. He's actually, being so funny this morning, but it's good. So yes. First off, we are talking about Nollywood actress Doris Ogala has ignited widespread controversy, following a series of allegations against Lagos-based cleric, Pastor Chris Okafor, founder of Grace Nation Church, in viral social media post. The actress claimed she was involved in a long-term secret romantic relationship with the pastor, alleging that he promised her marriage before alleging abandoning her to engage another woman. So Ogala accused the cleric of causing her deep emotional distress, claiming the relation negatively affected her mental health, family life, and career, and reportedly led to a suicide attempt that has since drawn public concern. So the allegation has continued to dominate online discussions, with actress sharing screenshots and videos she claims supports her account. So Pastor Chris Okafor has reportedly denied the claims, describing them as false and misleading. Though no legal action has been publicly confirmed by either party, the situation has divided public opinion, with many calling for caution, empathy, and due process, as the matter remains based on allegations and counterclaims, yet to be independently verified. So yes, let's hear what she has come out to say.
What should I thank you so for that he will not marry you, not lie you? Are you leaving me for? No, forget about saying clouds or no cloud. I've not slept since yesterday. That I have to deactivate myself to think this thing through. What are you leaving me for now? Forget shame here. You people can insult me for all you care. Only me know what is going on with my life. See this man fucked me. My life has got me this. I lost my younger brother. Yeah, I lost my younger brother now. Chris, no, this marriage will not work. Who are you leaving me for? After sharing my naked video, turning your own miscarriage, the miscarriage I had for you, turning into abortion. What do you think you want to leave me for, Chris? No, Chris, Okafor, it will not work. Oh. No, you will give me fair before you make this marriage work. After destroying my life, what do you want to leave me for? You, Chris, no, it's not possible, Chris. Chris, it's not possible. I've not recovered since. Yesterday, I almost committed suicide now. People don't know what I'm going to do. I behave normal to you people.
This is quite a lot. Yeah? So what I would say is, women nowadays are, going into something that's really scary. I can't imagine a lady, want to kill yourself because of a man. Eh? You go, they trust man. God, I beg you. You go, they trust man. It's actually